The sole border crossing between Gaza and Egypt could open for a few hours today. That could give some Palestinians a chance to get out before the ground incursion, but most have nowhere to go. Thousands are already gathered at the Rafah crossing trying to get into Egypt. Now the Egyptian foreign minister is blaming Israel for not allowing Rafah to open. ABC's Matt Rivers joins me now from Cairo with more on this. Matt, what's happening at the Rafah border crossing right now?
That has been the question that everybody here in Egypt has been asking going back a few days now. As best we can tell at this moment, the border remains closed. This despite the fact that the Egyptian foreign minister said they would like to open it, but as you just mentioned, Diane, blaming Israel for not allowing the conditions on the ground, as he put it, to allow Egypt to open that border crossing. What we are seeing, though, also from the Egyptian side is that they're not going to allow that border crossing to be opened unless aid here in Egypt is allowed to be sent north into Gaza to help the people there. So it's a very evolving situation, but as of now, we know that the border remains closed. Effectively, what that means is that people are trapped on the other side. When you think about the people on the other side, think about two separate groups of people. You have people who live in Gaza who don't have foreign passports, like the United States or a British passport, and then you have those that do. We saw Antony Blinken, the Secretary of State of the U.S., here yesterday trying to urge the Egyptians to at least temporarily open that border to allow those with foreign passports to leave. But so far, that has not happened. The American Secretary of State not able to convince the Egyptians to let that happen.
Matt, Egypt has said that it won't open the border unless Israel cooperates with delivery of aid into Gaza. What's happening with that, and what does that mean for foreigners and Palestinians trying to leave?
That has really been the line in the sand for the Egyptians. They have said, and they've held fast to this, that they will not allow people to come out of Gaza unless they can send aid in. And what you have the Egyptians saying is, look, we've already got aid lined up. We've got the Red Crescent crews who are already in place. They've got UN crews already in place. The U.S. State Department says that it has its people as close to that area as they can get in order to facilitate the transfer of U.S. citizens out of Gaza, and yet that isn't happening. But that does seem to be the line in the sand that the Egyptians have drawn here, basically saying we're not going to open up our side of the border unless the Israelis allow aid in. They've asked the Americans to pressure the Israelis to allow that to happen, but so far that hasn't happened. Israel basically saying that they don't want that to happen, and so until the Israelis allow that to happen on their side of the border, it seems like the Egyptians are going to hold fast and keep this border shut. That could change at any moment, but that is the way things are, at least at this hour.
Matt, Israel has maintained throughout that they're not targeting civilians and, in fact, trying to spare civilian casualties as much as possible. So how are they explaining why they won't allow that aid in?
Well, basically, I mean, you've seen them cut off aid all across the entire, all of Gaza at this point. No food, no water, no electricity. And so if that is the stated policy from Israel, that is not going to be changed along the Egyptian border, at least for now. That is consistent with what we've seen from Israel through all of this time so far, and that doesn't seem like it's going to change, at least for now. Israel saying that it doesn't want to target civilians, that it is doing this because it is fighting Hamas, but the fact of the matter is that means that aid is not getting into people who desperately need it and who didn't have anything directly to do with the terrorist attack that was carried out in parts of Israel.
All right, Matt Rivers in Cairo. Matt, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.